Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, and I am here with
Sean Javeri, also known as Kingoflames32.
Alright, sweet. What'd you play and what'd you place?
I played, let me check. Rescue a Sinful Spoils Kashtira at the South Park region, and I got 3rd place.
Alright, sweet. Any shout outs you want to do before we hop in?
No.
Alright, fair enough. Let's hop in.
So the rescue ace ratios.
Could you turn him around, please? Thank you.
2 hydrant, lifter, 3 impulse, fire engine, attacker, 2 preventer, 1 turb, 1 unload, 1 reinforce, 1 extinguish, 1 HQ, 1 rescue, 2 emergency.
Okay.
So
Okay, I'll let you explain some of it.
I'll do some of the things that are debatable. Some people do 3 hydrant. It's not terrible to draw if you're a rescue ace cloggy, and like if you draw one, the 3rd one does come up because sometimes you need to get it on the field on your opponent's turn, and you either want an emergency or fire engine into it, and the 3rd one is missed. So I could see people playing 3. Impulse is a must include. Fire attacker was something I didn't play for a while, but it's felt really good having it back in. It's just something you can put in if you make a board to draw into it if you have like a bad matchup like flu or whatnot. Fire engine's usually what you go for because of they're just getting 2 bodies, and it's usually a rescue load because you're going to get emergency off of airlift on your turn anyway, so you don't want the -1 because these trade better into fields. And the weird thing is, like, even if you open Impulse, Fire Engine, you don't usually want to summon Prevento because the book usually isn't that impactful because you have to time it weird. You have to get it on the field at a weird time, so usually, like, draw 2. And a neat thing I realized recently is I thought it was terrible drawing this because you want to summon this in direct response to something that can trigger it, because with Fire Engine, you have a bit more flexibility because most ways they have of removing the Fire Engine triggers it. But what I realized is instead of summoning this on a summon of that, you can summon the Airlifter and then use the Airlifter's effect to summon the Fire Attacker when they use an effective search, so you can know it'll proc. And losing the Airlifter body is usually not very consequential after you get to Spell Surge.
Okay, now you gotta explain why 2 emergency.
This is a -1. You never really want to have to lead with it starting your play. Most of your ways into the engine are like through OSS or Impulse actually going second. Like this has a field effect that can trade positively. You're able to summon your monsters in attack, which matters a lot more. This is just a lot better to see into a board than emergency. And you have like summon turb to a card being removed, and then turb triggers and pop. So summon Fire Engine to Soul of Rage, and you summon Airlifter, and you just kind of check the SP. You'd pretty much, most times you'd rather see this than that going second. And the 3rd one doesn't come up in the grind. And if you open Hydrant Emergency, it's very awkward because you need to activate Emergency to get Turb out. So if they hold Impom, like, it just forces you into very awkward plays. What am I going to do? Summon the Airlifter, add like a load or something, and then summon Turb without any protection. It's just weird because you're playing into Nibble, walking into Impom on Turb, and neither. I've gotten punished too many times to ever want to do either of those.
Okay, so one last question about the engine. How do you feel about Reinforce over Contain?
One more thing. Some people play 2 turb. It's not terrible, but you really only need the 1. This card's a break more often than it's an extender. So something else people might have noticed is Contain's not in my main deck. I'm not siding it either. Turns out your end board's usually like IP or SP. I usually do SP, but if you're against Ubello Tempai, IP does come up. It's IP, Preventer Access, and Extinguish. So that's 3 single targeted interruptions. And the thing you have to realize about this deck is you don't have to stop them from playing, you just have to stop them from going completely off, because your follow-up's the best in the game.
Alright.
So Reinforce is just better than contain into those matchups. It also helps against bad matchups that you can target stuff like Pearly, Tenpai, Voiceless Voice, Meliodas. You're also able to banish this to reset, rescue. If you get like Light and Stone by Tenpai, then use it the same turn with Hydrant to either get to a Preventer book or steal one of the revive targets. And with Impulse, which you can search by ending on Hita against Tenpai, you can do that through Regeki, Light and Stone. So yeah, you have a lot more options against Tenpai than with Foes teams. It's probably one of the more interactive matchups, especially since you have good lines on the shifter, but I'll save that. Now here's the janky part of my deck.
Okay, so why'd you play those?
I'm playing a cash engine, and I want to open Airlifter or Impulse. The fact that you have 2 targets for this instead of just 1 makes it a lot better, because you still get value if you open the Airlifter. Like Airlifter plus Stonedale, if Airlifter resolves, you're able to add the Impulse, then sack it off of the emergency, so you have Hydrant protected, and then you make SP, then you protect the turb, and that's full summon. So
yeah,
throw some Mav, Nib, Impom. I don't know how much I feel like about this. I might bump this up to 2. I drew this and Poplar and Bonfire against Tenpai, and I lost because I didn't add Fenrir off of Planet, but definitely a bad feeling.
Okay,
Cash.
so how did you feel about the cash engine?
I'm also citing 2 more planets. If you're trying to force a grind game in the current format, Unicorn's probably the only card that realistically can do that. Because against Ubel, if you get hand trapped on it and you do like IP Unicorn, if you rip the Requiem on Yotone and the Yama on theirs, it really limits their ability to make a board and kill you. I was on 2 Fenrir for a while, but you're able to. You don't always lead with this, so there's a lot of weird situations where you have to get like Fenrir, add Unicorn, force up and out, use it as body, drop the Unicorn later on, and then just not kill them, but you're able to make a better board than you would be able to otherwise. And it's really awkward for Ubel to OTK turn 3 through this. Oh, and they're very good if you go first and open Unicorn with any of your other starters. I don't like 3 Witch because I've never had 3 Witch, but you don't really have any secondary target to set off of Witch if you have like Wanted Witch. I was playing the Trap Savaria and it wasn't that bad, but felt a little unneeded. And it's like if you give a mouse a cookie, you just feel like you have to run Mo and Mo bricks to play like Dramatic Chase. 2 to 3 Bonfire. I wanted to not break. I was thinking about swapping this out for Joandel, because just drawing this, normal summon Poplar isn't combo unlike Snake Eyes, because you need a normal summon for Airlifter for Hydrant to be full combo. It's better than nothing because it gives you follow-up, but I would experiment with 2 Bonfire. Oh, and a lot of times, a lot of people cut this entirely, but Bonfire and a Poplar is nice because into a board, it's not a neg-1 like Witch getting stopped is. So like you're able to Bonfire or Poplar, they either let it go, at which point you get OSS, and you're able to like Anima to Foes up, or they negate it, then you have a body to make Anima and Foes up in anyways. 3 Pirellia. I just didn't go second enough for this to really be not viable. I played against 3 Tenpais today. It could be an Ash Blossom. If you go first against Yubel, it's a very annoying matchup, and I don't play a time win con, and they do. So game 1, if you're winning, could probably take 20 minutes because you're trying to grind them down with resources. You're not really shutting them out. It could be Ash Blossoms. I didn't hate it. Rest of the non-engine: Dark Villanomo, Super Poly, Talents. You mostly use the draw 2 card for this because you're actually able to play into modes very well. So sometimes just having Mo cards lets you win. Super Poly and Dark Willow is, I wanted cards to help me beat Yubel, and these also just have crazy matchup spreads throughout. Like at the Columbus Regional, I was able to use Dark Willow to beat Ritual Beast after I got Protos Fire Locked, Talent's Hand Rip, and he ended on the Omni Negate guy with 3 in hand. And I Dark Willowed, broke his board, and then was able to stop his follow up. And then I punted to a nib game 3 that was very well telegraphed. And then Super Poly comes up against Tempai, comes up against Rogue, like White Foes. That deck's people play it. I don't think it's particularly amazing. Sometimes you just draw 5 and you lose. Yeah, Super Poly's a very ignorant card. I really wanted to keep it in. Extra deck space. Notable things: I'm on Dark, but no Selene. I didn't find out that the Selene into Access Code OTK line came up very much. This is mostly just another way to clear board, a way to out skill drain from the extra deck. Underworld Goddess, you're able to get a lot of bodies and summon it into a board sometimes, but it's really good cleaning up because against like Voiceless Voice or Melodious or Poly, you're just SP tagging out. So you'll have 4 bodies because Reinforce will stick, and then you just Underworld Goddess. And then HQ, then kill them or set up turb again. You have no killing pressure to about any matchup of this deck. And Raging,
yeah, just
OTK
standard
lines, Anima. IP probably should be banned. That card's ridiculous. A lot of times if I've been interrupted and I open weak, I'll just go on like Unicorn, both. A lot of it's undershifted to Unicorn, both. You bring back the Unicorn, then you have IP, Unicorn Rip to make it harder to kill you, then you have a lot of follow-up. You end on this if you get shifted a lot of times, because against Tempai, it's really hard for them to OTK through this, because you grab Impulse, and then you Impulse when they use an effect to quick synchro to dodge another Regeki or Dako to go into either engine to get a second body, which is usually airlifted to get follow-up. You can go turbo, preventer, depends. Weird game states happen. Oh, and if you draw one of the fire, either fire engine or attacker, if you summon preventer, you're able to summon it from hand to get a book, which they really just can't kill you through shifter in battle phase if that happens. Yeah, Donna, it was a cute card. It's not bad having mode remover in the extra deck, and those lines are like you Fenrir, add Unicorn, Bonfire, get stopped, it doesn't, you Anima, then you Donna clear, then you go Unicorn. But in practice it didn't come up very much, but I haven't tested for it much longer. I haven't tested it for a while. Side, I like hand traps, but I like bow breakers. I like gas in this deck, not even bow breakers. It's just playing as many cards to trade positively into a boat as possible, but you need hand traps for the format. You're not able to play without them. Cash cards are good into back row deck, but I still wanted to respect them a little bit. and I really did not want to lose to Shifto.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair
And
enough.
people think this deck's losing to Lightning Storm. It's not. Yo, follow-up's just absurd, and you still usually have a few layers of interaction for them to OTK you. This is one of the decks that I think has the highest skill ceiling in the format, and if you played well, you deck build well, it has no bad matchups at all, which is
Yeah.
except itself, because Brick. I sometimes just draw 2 traps and they have 1 hand trap. It's like,
Yeah. But all right, is that it for the video? You want to say anything else?
yeah. Cash cards, you should throw them in a lot of other decks because they're kind of broken. They're getting even better with the new Chummy. Unicorn banishes add up so much. It's just crazy.
But all right, thank you for doing the deck profile with me, and congrats on getting third.
Thanks.